Hello and welcome to Perry Park for the 2009 Grand Final in the Men's Premier Division. Today we have the two teams that came in third and fourth, Capalaba and Brisbane Wolves. Joining me today in commentary is Joe Fennick. Well, Joe, what do you fancy is going to happen here today?
I think it's going to be a good battle defensively. These two teams have had some of the best defences in the league. Wolves have let in only 25 goals this year and Capalaba 39. But the difference for mine is that Capalaba have had 6 clean sheets and Wolves have had a fantastic 11 clean sheets.
Well, certainly that says something for how they've made it here. But can you take the two games between these two sides during the regular season, which were won by 2-goal margins by Wolves? Yeah. Does that really mean anything in a grand final?
Not today. During the season, yes, Wolves, I think, won, and deserved it, I guess. At one stage they were 2 down and they came through and won 4-2 with 4 second-half goals. Today's a different kettle of fish. OK, well, it's cooled down a bit here with it being an evening game. Is that going to help Wolves seeing as they're down on numbers? Look, grand finals are, won and lost on some individual brilliance, and I think there's some good individuals on both sides. I really don't think fitness is going to be an issue today. OK, well, let's go and find out from the coaches what they think's going to happen today. I'm here now with Graham Ross, the coach of the Capalaba Bulldogs. Now, first question has to be asked, how do you get your team back up after such a great effort at beating the number 1 seeded side in the semi-finals?
Oh, listen, it's natural for boys to be up for a grand final. It's a fantastic day and boys aspire to be in a grand final, so it's not really a difficult task this week.
Has it basically just been like a bit of a knockout run for you over the last few weeks though, because you've been having to stay in that top 4 over those few weeks and then having to come up against that top side? It surely is like a cup run for you.
Oh, absolutely. The boys have had nothing to lose. We were over the moon to make the top 4 in our first season in the Premier League. So we've really gone out there with the carefree attitude and to go outsides. So last weekend's result was fantastic, and for us to be in the grand final again today, we'll have a carefree attitude and go for a win.
Now, were you expecting to be facing the Wolves here today as well? Because we've basically got 3 versus 4 in this final.
Absolutely. For me, Wynnum have been the best side all year, and they're a side that have beaten us quite convincingly in both our outings this year. So it's no surprise to me that they're here today. For us, probably a little bit of a surprise.
Now, you come out on the wrong side of the ledger both times in regular season play against Wolves. Is it going to be easy to talk your players around that they can beat this side?
Oh, they know exactly what they're up against. We haven't done well against Wolves, so a little bit of a game plan change today, and we'll see if it works. So,
OK, well, thanks very much and all the best for today's game.
Cheers.
Right, I'm here now with Sam Safe, the coach for the Brisbane Wolves side. Now, once again, as with Capalaba, a big surprise. You came through and beat the second ranked side, but was it a surprise for you?
Well, I don't think it's a surprise. We've played them 7 times in 3 years and only lost once. We beat them 5-1, drew 0-0 this year, so people might think it's a surprise, but our players and our coaching staff don't think it's a surprise. But they are a good side.
Now, talking about results, you've beaten this Capalaba side both times, and by 2 goals is always a convincing win. Is it going to be a problem convincing your players that they still need to go out there and do the hard yards?
I don't think it's a problem convincing them. The problem we've got is we've only got 12 first-team players, and we've got 3 of them out and 1 signed for the row. So we are a little bit weaker, but the boys that will go out will be doing our best, and Capalaba are a good side. Bad sides don't finish in the top 4.
No, certainly, as you say, the top 4 certainly was a hard one to pick this year. But do you think you've got the strike power there to do it? Is Joby Thorogood going to be playing today?
He will start. I don't know how long he'll last. He's our leading goal scorer, and he's had a broken bone in his foot for the last 6 weeks. And that's why we've struggled to score. We've limped over the line, really. But we'll see how he goes today.
OK, and Danny Nawafi. Certainly looking good there as well.
Yeah, well, he plays for Capalaba, and he might look good, but I think our boys will take care of him.
Nothing special planned to take care of him?
No.
OK, well, look, thanks very much and all the best for today's game.
Thank you very much.
Well, some interesting stuff there from the coaches, Joe, but come on, give me one player from each side. Let's start with Capalaba. Who can we look to for some star action?
Geez, that's a very hard question. I mean, they're all, both sides are full of good players, but Greg Thomas, for mine, is someone that has got the experience, likes the ball to his feet, dictates the play for Capalaba, and I think he's one to watch out for. Certainly for Wolves, Trent Clulo, he'll start wide on the right. I think Sam will push him up a bit to play a 4-3-3, and he's one to watch out for, running at the Capalaba defence.
Okay, well, thanks, Joe. Well, let's go and take a look at the rest of those team lists now. Okay, well, welcome back. We just as you join us, you see the Brisbane Wolves side coming out onto the park, and there are the referees for today's game. That's Paul Eldridge is the referee, Anton Shahitnan, and Russell Yarrow the assistants, and Richard Coots is the fourth official. Well, fairly. Give us a little bit of a rundown on the officials. You must be having to deal with them all the time, Joe?
With?
The officials.
Oh, look, who'd want to be a referee?
Excuse me, I've been one for many years, Joe. You just be careful.
Look, I think they do a fantastic job. You're never going to please everybody. They're not always going to get it right, but generally speaking, it swings and roundabouts. If you give them some leeway, I think it ends up even in the end.
Okay, we'll now take in the national anthem by Grant Boozy. Must admit, when we were here for the women's game, he did a magnificent job of the national anthem. Oh, no, I didn't need that. Well, once again, Joe, a great rendition of the national anthem there.
It's great atmosphere for the players themselves, and it's good to see quite a healthy crowd.
Yes, it certainly picked up throughout the day. Beautiful evening here in Brisbane.
Yeah, nice and cool for the players.
So we've got the players now going through the obligatory handshake before the game. I can just imagine the coaches thinking, well, I hope that's the last friendly thing you do to those guys for the next 90 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm sure that both Rossi and Sam will have a quiet ale afterwards, regardless of the result.
Yes, they certainly seemed like a nice couple of guys when I was doing the interviews with them.
Yeah, Graham Ross is a humble type, as you know. He's the goalkeeping coach at the A-League Gold Coast United. So, and Sam Safe is well credentialed himself, holding a UEFA A licence. So yes, two very good coaches on show tonight.
Well, I certainly have to say, Joe, I'm a bit concerned about closer relations between Australia and New Zealand. I've had nothing but friendly atmosphere from the whole time I've been here.
Why not? New Zealand are an extension of Australia, aren't they?
Which numbered state are we? So now, now this is something I've almost got to predict that Capalaba are going to win this game, because I never like having my photo taken before a game, big final.
Is that right?
It's one of those weird things. I just never like it.
Yeah, look, I just wonder if the occasion's going to get to any of the players, but certainly throughout the season, Wolves have got the wood on Capalaba. 2 wins from the 2 games in the season. So Capalaba are going to be right up for this. I'm sure they'd want to get some back.
Right, so now then we're just waiting for the referee to bring... Oh, looks like we're about getting ready to do the toss here as the 2 captains come together. Just checking with the officials. Certainly Paul McCullough, the captain for the Wolves side, and Jeff Herford. Rightio, so here we go, point in the air. Referee not trusting either of the players, catches it and puts it on the back of his hand.
There's a couple of people that I think are going to be very proud today for Capalaba, the likes of Director of Football Andrew Colson, who's been there at the club for a long time, and ground official Max Haynes. You know, he's a life member, been at the club for some 30 years, so these are the people that are going to be very, very proud. Kim Miles, I'm sure, the club president at Capalaba, and many of the volunteers at the club, including Kim's mum, Mo. She does the washing for the strips. So these are the people behind the scenes that don't often get the acknowledgement.
You're exactly right. Now, another thing to look at here that is very big in this game, neither of these sides have won the grand final. Well, not since 1983 anyway.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because some 2 years ago we're looking at Wolves, on right down the bottom there, and surviving, and Power, who actually won this year's championship, were almost relegated 2 years ago, and here they are. Capalaba just coming up from the First Division last season and find themselves in the grand final, and Wolves, and here we go.
Yes, Wolves get the game underway. It swung out, but taken straight away in midfield by number 17, Darren Homer. But now it's swung across, and the right defender, it's Joel Storman, plays the ball up the wing, but it's cut out by Wolves. So these first 10 minutes are always important. First 10 minutes either half of the game, this is where the coaches need to impress on the players. Let's win the game there, because games, they can't be lost there, but they can be won.
I think particularly with these two, I think whoever gets in front is going to be very hard to break down.
Certainly has a chance as Capalaba look to go forward, but brilliantly down, keeper, well done. Adrian Jadella gets down very well there. Oh, lovely ball inside from Sasha Radulovic, but just not controlled. The referee said, no, look, we'll play advantage on there. It's straight through the middle. Well, you're appealing about nothing there, but good bit of shoulder to shoulder. Just touches the ball back there from Alvin Hudson.
Yeah, that Sasha Radulovic, he's played professionally in Germany and in Norway, and he played in the old NSL, so we can expect something from him today. He'll be used to these big occasions.
So now the ball just swung through, but it'll go harmlessly across for a goal kick. Well, I have to say, we were promised a dust storm, and I'm starting to look across here at some of those through the floodlights here, and looks at this northern end, this left-hand end of the pitch. As you're watching, folks.
Yeah, no, I've spoken to the man upstairs, and he assures me that nothing's going to happen on the pitch.
Okay, well, fair enough then. As Andy Houghton clears the ball for Capalaba. Now, great chance through as Capalaba breaks.
Jonathan
Viney now with the opportunity, hits it, just over the top. Great first effort. Well, this game has started like you would want it to start, hasn't it, Joe?
It did. I think Capalaba's coaching staff would be happy up till now, and Jonathan Viney gets himself in good positions a lot of the time, so that was one of them. Good left foot strike, just over the crossbar.
Yes, well, certainly the first effort of the day, and comes in an absolute cracker. Now, for those of you that watching it, here we go, as Viney goes through now, lines himself up and just gets under it a little bit, but certainly covered well there by Gadella in goal. Here we have a reverse replay, and yes, I think keeper had it covered there.
He did.
Now, just correct me on the pronunciation of his name, Gadella or Gadella?
No, Gadella.
Gadella, okay. Now, Viney again. And, well, they're just putting this ball over the top and trying to go through the middle. Well, Della very lucky there.
It's like we said, you've got to watch Greg Thomas. He's an old wily fox, very smart player for Capalaba. And he'll direct traffic in the middle of the park. Certainly they wouldn't want to let him run free.
Well, there hasn't been any lack of goals in the two games between these two sides either during the regular season, so do you think we can expect pretty much the same today?
Well, it's hard to say, but certainly the one match, the latest match in July between the two, ended up in a 4-2, and Capalaba led 2-0.
Oh.
They scored just before half-time and immediately after half-time, and then there was a send-off. Hereford for Capalaba was sent off, and then Wolves came storming home to win 4-2.
Well, now Capalaba coming through again, but the defence is cut out. Certainly the pace at this game started, that's showing a lot of promise. Here's the opportunity, but just taking off his feet. Just took a little bit too long for it to come down for him.
Yeah, Big Dom Hudak is my favourite to get the first goal for Capalaba. He's good in the air, he's strong, he holds the ball up well. And I think Viney would do well to sit up close and pick up the scraps, and he may do well for himself as well.
Well, now breaking is Nathan Reardon. Now Wolves trying to get some play going here, but just a little bit bouncy there and got away from him. Yes, referee, quite rightly looking to see if there was an advantage. Good bit of work there by the referee. Just said, let's see if there's any opportunity to play advantage here, but there wasn't.
I think Capalaba have got Homer screening the back four with Austin and Hereford, the two centre-backs. Now, those two have been ever present all season. I think they've played 23 games out of the whole season. So, you know, that gives you an indication as to, you know, how their success came about, having continuity in selections.
Exactly. Now as they try to break through Clulo, now forward to Sasha Radulovic. Now Radulovic takes it across. Oh, lovely bit of work now. Radulovic on his left says, oh, let's line it up, but just bobbled away from him.
Bit ambitious, I think. Bit ambitious from there.
Bit ambitious, but still, worth an early shot from there. Let's try the early test to see how things go.
Well, if anybody can hit them from there, it's Radulovic, so I guess he was entitled to have a crack.
Now Andy Houghton to take this goal kick here for Capalaba. And a good clearance it is as well.
Yeah, good long kick.
Just a bit of work down that right wing side.
There's Hudak, and again...
just cut out.
That midfield, I think you'll find that Druick and McAllister are sitting as two central midfielders for Capalaba, with Thomas sitting in front of them, linking those two up with Viney and Hudak up front.
Now there's a chance with McAllister. Finds Viney. Oh no, it's Viney on this far side. Swung across, beautifully hit
Thomas
back.
puts it back in.
Oh, so it was Viney on the far side. Now they're coming through. Sets it up. Oh, hammered, but deflection almost takes it into the goal. Well, Gadella would have been so unlucky there.
Capalaba put that ball across the face of the goal, and Thomas picked it up at the far post and headed it back into the 6-yard box.
Well, it's all Capalaba here at the moment. Gadella with the clearance. Pushed even further forward now as Wolves get the opportunity, but the Capalaba defence just tidies up. Okay, we're just going to a replay now of that shot as the ball comes out. But,
I think it may have come off Big Dom Hudak. Yes, it did. He would have claimed it.
Oh, well, I'm sure he would have. and had every right to do so.
He would have claimed it for sure.
Yes, because you've got to say the first shot wasn't going in goal. Switched across now. Now Wolves trying to just get themselves out of defence. Look to tidy up. Play it all the way back to Gadella.
The Wolves centre-backs in McCullough and Hudson have also have had continuity. They've probably been ever-present, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 games. So they're used to each other as well. So the 2 centre-back pairings for both teams know each other well, and hence why I think, whoever gets the first goal, it's going to be, the other team's going to be hard to break down.
Now, Nawafi got 2 goals in the semi-final. I gather we're probably looking at set pieces then.
Very good. Capalaba are very, very good at set pieces, both defending them and attacking them. So, I look forward to some within shooting distance. It certainly is going to provide for some exciting set pieces.
Right now Wolves with this throw-in will be just inside their own half. All the players crowded together. Yeah, ball's played forward. Oh, lovely attempt to turn. Yes, he's kept it in. And a great cross there from Joby Thorogood. Well, certainly showing no signs of that the broken bone that he's got in his foot.
Yeah, he's been one of their top scorers.
It was one of those things when you look at striking, you think of strikers that are scoring a lot of goals. I seriously did not expect to see a guy that looks like he's, about 5'6"?
Yes. His size doesn't matter. He gets himself in good positions, and he's proven that throughout the season.
That's what most of it's about, isn't it, with strikers? Your best striker is the one that scores them from 3 yards out.
It's an instinct. With strikers, it's always instinct, being at the right place at the right time.
So now forward for Wolves. Chance to swing it in. And it's swung across, but taken out of the air by Andy Houghton with comparative ease, really. Now Houghton with the big ball out onto this right wing side. Back inside to, I think it was Jeff Herford. He's got,
there's Thomas again. They can't keep giving Thomas all that space and time on the ball.
Well, his Capalaba player's just gone down in midfield, and it wasn't even close to anything like a tackle. It was when he cleared the ball himself. I can't quite make his number. Yes, we've definitely got a problem here. He straight away went down as soon as he kicked the ball.
I missed that one.
I think it looked almost like he got his foot caught as he was doing it.
Just an interesting piece of information. We're talking about goal scorers. 9 players taking the field today have scored 101 goals between them this season. Now, if you then take into account the injured Sargent, who plays for Capalaba, he put in 5 as well, so it would have been 106 goals between 10 players.
That's quite an achievement, isn't it?
It's, whilst we...
Let's look at the other side of the coin, though, too, Joe, while we've got this break. Let's look at the red and yellow card side. We've got when you look back at their the season, they've got a few players out there that have got themselves on the wrong side of the referee's decisions.
Yes, there's been a few, but we've got Kevin Lott, who in 23 games he's had a couple of yellow cards. Danny Nwafi, he's had a couple. But then again, I think coaches would expect that players would go in hard for the tackle, and
exactly.
And sometimes the yellow cards are not indicative of any maliciousness.
Exactly. Sometimes it can be just sheer bad luck.
I think the man upstairs didn't hear me because this dust is starting to come across the park now.
Oh, good tackle in there. Lovely ball through. Now there's a chance as Luke Wakefield tried to get the ball across. Oh, certainly hands all over the player there. Well, he ended up getting it in the end, so that's okay. Now another big ball through where they head across. Greg Thomas trying to get hold of the ball there. Swung into the middle, but cut out well by the defence.
Yeah, Greg Thomas is sitting in behind the two forwards in Hudak and Viney, but I think he's been given a licence to go across laterally.
Well, there you have
from
it,
one
folks.
side to the other.
Look at that, Joe. I thought you told me we weren't going to get that storm.
I haven't been a good boy, and he obviously hasn't been listening to me.
Yeah, so as we get back to the game, apparently some of it even made it across the New Plymouth, so you've sent us some over as well.
It was pretty bad. I heard something on the radio with people in the pubs in Auckland talking about it. So yeah, we share everything
Auckland
with you.
doesn't count. It's not really part of New Zealand.
Oh, is that right?
We disowned
Okay.
it some time ago.
Well, I didn't say that, Morris. You did.
This broadcast isn't going to New Zealand. I'm safe.
All right then.
Well, it looks like that player may be down again. I don't think we're going to see him carrying on. This is second time. Is number 17, Darren Homer. Well, that'll be a bit of a loss for the side.
Well, it would be as early as, we've been playing for some 16 minutes or so.
13 on the...
13, there you go.
I must admit, it's fantastic having a time clock here. Good scoreboard that you can see. Facility's definitely worth getting into here.
I'm just wondering if they'll show the added on time, should there be any required.
I don't know.
Bearing in mind with the controversy at Old Trafford last week.
Apparently there was no controversy with that one, but I'm willing to go with the controversy side of it because it was United.
Oh, United deserved to win it anyway.
Did not. They don't deserve to win anything. Rightio, we're back with it again now. So now Capalaba in control. Referees, look, well, is that a substitution being made? Just check to see when he turns around. Yes, it is a substitution. Number 8 coming on. Number 8, I haven't actually got a number 8 for Capalaba. So that's interesting. Well, I'll rely on you to pick up who that may well be, but I've certainly got no number 8.
I just want to have a look. It's probably Josh Purton, but I'll have to have a closer look.
Yes, well, I've got Purton in number 7, but now as we go wide. Oh, bundled out there. The referee...
See, look at the skills that I'm talking about Greg Thomas.
Oh, Greg Thomas doing excessively well there as he went through.
He did all the hard work, and I think he'd be disappointed with his final pass.
We're just looking at the number 8 there in the middle of the park with the... Oh, certainly no love lost in any of these tackles so far. We could be in for quite a little fiery time here. Free kick to Wolves as they now take the ball forward. Yes, first 15 minutes has certainly had plenty of action in it.
And Wolves, I think, have taken the pressure, soaked it up very well, and now they're...
Oh, lovely ball wide.
I think it's their turn.
Oh, just unlucky. Just losing his footing, and now as Nawafi brings the ball forward. Nawafi's looking for a... Now, someone needs to run left for him. That run needed to be made by Viney. Oh, well, they've gained out of that. That's just sheer luck. That
Sam won't be happy with that, giving away a cheap corner like that. And this is what we were talking about with the set pieces for Capalaba. I think you'll find Greg Thomas will go to the corner and swing it into the 6-yard box. And now you've got to watch for Hudak and Viney. In fact, I'm surprised how Jamie Austin didn't go up there. He normally does. It's centre back.
Oh, lovely cross. Nawafi gets up. Nawafi puts it on target, but it's cleared off the line.
Off the line.
Lovely header there from Nawafi. Now they look to bring it back into the middle through around McAllister. Now swung across. Big head by Hudak, but just wide. We'll be taking a replay of that last corner. As Gadella brings this ball out. Radio Gadella now with the clearance. We're hoping to bring you that replay shortly. As
Well up.
Nawafi gets well up. Brilliant work. And Nawafi running back well. He didn't get the call there.
He's actually deceptively quick for a lad of his size. He's very well built, strong in the air. Nawafi, that is.
Now swung across for Wolves. Wolves with a chance now, try to break through Rocky Gaby, but it's cleared out.
And Jamie Austin clears it away.
Well, his hands
He's so
are over
reliable.
there. Swung brilliantly back inside to Melvin Hudson. Yeah, Hudson just looks wide. Finds McAvoy. Now McAvoy, well that's a poor ball.
I think both coaches will be really pulling their hair out.
Oh, see that wind swung again, Joe. It's swirling around all over the place at the moment. It's not going to help the players a lot.
Yeah, the flagon just under the scoreboard is blowing quite strongly.
And none of the other three are blown at all. It's weird.
I think it's the opening there at the other side, whereas we shielded with the grandstand.
Yeah, most definitely. Now Houghton, big clearing kick. Brilliant, Viney up brilliantly again. I'm afraid we're unable to help you with that number 8 at the moment, folks, for Capalaba.
Ooh.
Yeah, McAllister trying to get the ball across, but...
Is that a throw-in or a free kick?
Just a throw-in, I think. It's good to see that the referee here is just letting it flow and seeing how things go. So that should be a corner. And it is, so it's another set piece for Capalaba.
I think the really good referees are normally in the background in any game and don't take centre stage. And I think these three officials and Richard Coots on the sideline there are amongst the best in Brisbane.
Well, you'd always like to think the number one's got the game, wouldn't you?
Oh, there's so many of them though. It's just so hard. There's I know some of my fellow coaches would be having a bit of a chuckle hearing me say that, but. Here you go, Thomas again.
Oh, just bobbled for him. But Capalaba is certainly showing a lot of attack in this game so far.
But it's like we've been saying, you know, they're just giving Capalaba Wolves are giving Capalaba, particularly Thomas, too much space.
Oh, that was a nice looking ball coming across, but Houghton made that hardly even look like it was worth crossing, didn't he? Mind you, a good goalkeeper should do that.
He was in control. Yeah, he was in control.
Oh, good ball out to him.
You know, Thomas again.
Thomas.
See, as we said in the beginning before the game started, he's just instrumental. He dictates the pace of the game. And unless Wolves pay him some special attention, I think he might make them pay.
Well, I would have thought that was more than a hopeful effort there.
I'd like to see both teams trying to get in behind their opponents as opposed to playing it early into the box. I think both teams have got enough good players to be able to get to the byline and then, you know, drive it across the face of the goal.
Now, another thing to think about with this dust storm that's coming, it's not thick, but you can actually smell it in the air. What is this going to do to the players on the park? Because let's face it, the heat's not a problem now for them because we're in early evening here. But surely that's not going to make breathing a whole lot comfortable. Yeah,
let's just hope that it doesn't settle and it just blows by. I think at the moment it's just sort of going past.
Well, it'd certainly be an interesting thing if the referee had to take the players off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, certainly there's a couple of players on both sides who may normally require puffers.
That was what I was just thinking about, asthmatics. Yeah.
So that may have an effect. But I don't think it's that bad just yet.
Now as Wolves try to break forward again. Oh, a lovely little touch inside, but not quite to Thorogood.
See the two midfielders in McAllister McAllister and Thomas are really taking a hold of this game.
Well, they certainly are. They're not giving... When Wolves get forward, Houghton's having no trouble dealing with the crosses that are coming over, yet it doesn't seem to be the same thing at this end of the park. Capalaba are looking dangerous every time they get up there, but then again, you do have to convert those dangerous chances into a goal at some stage.
Yeah, you've got to take them when they present themselves, because unfortunately in this game, it's the team that takes the most. Often you have a football team that's playing the better football and on the attack, and then one counter-attack, one behind, and then you're really pushing it.
Okay, now then as Capalaba come forward once again.
Oh, he got stolen then. It got stolen off him.
Oh, Thorogood looking for a ball through the middle, but it didn't quite make it to him. As now Wakefield's bringing the ball forward for...
We were just been praising Joel Druick then in the midfield, along with McAllister, and there he goes and gets caught in possession and puts his team under a little bit of pressure there.
That's what's quaintly known as the commentator's kiss of death. Oh, that was brilliant work by Hudak there. He saw the defence move, and he was trying to make a run through the middle, and had to cut square as Thomas now.
No, it's Viney, I think. Yeah, Viney.
Viney on his left.
Shot, great save.
Absolutely brilliant save by Gagella, because he was a good 10 metres off his line when that was hit.
He was. He came off his line. I think he read it very well to close the angle, but Viney got onto that, kept it well below the crossbar, and really tested Gagella. Again, a very good left foot shot.
Rightio, so another corner. Well, this first 24 minutes has been all Capalaba. Lovely cross. Oh, off the line again. Well,
and I think that's a worked move with Hudak up front near post to not on. Except this time Hudak actually went for it himself, and it was once again cleared off the line. So that's two corners, and both of them were cleared off the line.
Brilliantly headed down. Now there's another chance as they come forward. Still kept the ball in.
See, here we go.
Swing it back, but Noel, another corner.
See, that's what I mean about getting in behind the defence.
Well, we're just going to go to replay of those earlier chances as they come through, and it hammered. Oh, that looked even better from that angle.
The defender really didn't close him down quick enough. I don't think he expected Viney to have a crack from there.
So now another corner for
Druick's taking it now.
Capalaba. Up high, well, just over the bar.
I think he might have hit the crossbar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well now we're going to a replay now of the previous corner. We're straight off the line there. So it's been all Capalaba.
Trent Clulo cleared it off the line. So there you had your right midfielder helping in the defence and clearing off the line.
Well, what's Sam Safe going to be able to do to... he's certainly going to have to hope his side can hold them out here in this first half, but he's going to have his work cut out for him in the at his half-time team talk.
Well, I think he's already been working on it now. I think he's pushing them a bit higher up the park. That might help.
Now ball swung across here to McAvoy.
See, now with it, here we go. We've got to try and play the ball through the midfield.
They've certainly got someone sitting over Thorogood all day at the moment.
Unfortunately, there's too many yellow shirts standing still and not running off the ball. There's no third man runs.
It's now in for Thomas.
Yeah, this is a dangerous situation with Thomas. He'll have a go here.
Oh, no, that was... Well, you'd probably expect a little bit better from that position. I think he was just trying to loop it over the keeper.
I think he was trying to place it. Yeah, I think he was trying to place it. He's a clever player, and so far, I think Wolves have been lucky that he hasn't hurt them. But if they keep leaving giving him all that space, he's going to make them pay. And I think that's what Sam Safe might be addressing at half-time.
Well, for a game that's sitting at, coming up to the half-hour mark and it's still sitting at 0-0, there's certainly been plenty of action.
I think Capalaba have been fairly comfortable at the back. I think Wolves have probably had one effort. Capalaba have had a few, particularly from the set pieces, as we expected. 3 corners and 2 cleared off the line and 1 hit the crossbar.
Cleared back in the defence, but Capalaba still coming forward, puts it in the midfield. Joel Druick, now Druick feeds it wide.
Just Druick, you know, he does the little things right. He just, that first time ball, easy pass, and McAllister is the workhorse in the midfield there. He'll run and cover every blade of grass out there. So they're very industrious in the midfield, certainly.
Oh, a lovely ball through. Here's a chance for Thorough. Oh, it just stepped. The bounce there just stopped up on him. It was almost like the chipped 9-iron.
Yes.
There's a little bit of backspin on it.
He made the run. A
little bit of limping there from Thorogood. He's not. I don't think he's feeling well. Just stay on him there for a minute. Yes, he's certainly feeling that right foot, isn't he?
I think he would have been desperate to play in a big game like this, and everybody knew. And as Sam told us before the game, he was coming in with that injury. So he may be someone that may not see the second half, perhaps.
Yes, well, certainly limping around like that is not a good sign for Wolves. It's not as if they haven't got problems enough at the moment. It's across to McAvoy, but McAvoy does well. Oh, he lets himself down with trying to feed a pass through a group of Capalaba players.
He was lucky to get his first touch. Wasn't that good, but he was lucky enough to get it. And
no, he did well after that.
He did well after that.
Now this should run away, but well, is it going to be able to run away from a throw-in? Yes, it is.
Right.
Good smart bit of play there by Jeff Herford.
Yeah, see, Jeff Herford and Jamie Austin are 2 centre-backs. They know each other inside out.
Now it's Nawafi with the throw-in.
Yes, Viney is coming deep to try and get the ball, and Hudak is sitting on the last man. And I think you'll find that they'll swap that position between them, where one nods it on to the other, and that seems to be working pretty well, with Thomas just directing the play immediately behind them.
Oh, I don't know where that ball... Oh, the ball must have gone straight through the gap out into the back field. Now, Hudak holds his man off well, but Hudson does well to control him. Straight through now for Kevin Lott. Now through to Thorogood. A little bit of a jump in there, but now McAvoy with a chance. Swings it well, once again in heavy and hard, but the referee says no problem
Druick
with it.
Again wins the ball. Tries to put it into the corner for Viney to chase.
Yeah, it's a little bit hopeful there for Viney, I think. Now then just dropped down, but cleared through for Wolves. Good tackle, but cut out in defence there by Jamie Austin. Austin puts it wide to Storman. Now Storman...
I think what the...
Yes, I've got to apologise for that for a moment, folks. Oh, brilliant work by Houghton out there.
I think with Wolves, with David McAvoy trying to push up, I think you'll find Alvin Hudson's getting drawn out to the right, leaving both Viney and Hudak 2-on-1. There it goes again.
There's a chance as McAvoy now. Looks out wide on left to Reardon. Back inside. And through to Wakefield.
This is
Good
a better phase from Wolves.
Oh, just unlucky. Just very unfortunate there.
Yeah, I think a lot of the players are just not making those off the ball runs. They're not supporting the ball players. I think they're sort of ball watching, and Sam will certainly have a go at them for this. I think they're more watching the ball player and who's receiving it rather than making those third man runs and anticipating what's about to happen, which is unlike Wolves, I must admit.
Well, it's one of these things, you can never tell what's going to happen to some players in the big occasion.
Yep, that's true, and at the moment it looks like Capalaba have settled the nerves much quicker.
Okay, so McAvoy puts it in. There's a chance as Thomas has the ball, but it's taken off him by Wakefield. Back inside now. Oh, just a little... That's just too fancy, that sort of touch. You can't do that. Well, we're going to go with Josh Purton at the moment. Is that number 8 for...
No, I don't think it is. I had a look.
We'll check that for you at half time, folks.
Josh Purton.
Just a little bit annoying when you get team lists that don't have the numbers correct.
Mind you, Josh Purton would have been a perfect for that position. I know Josh Purton from his Taringa Rovers days.
Yeah, I'd like to think you are, going straight up the middle of the park. Oh, good work. Read the ball well, as Wakefield now has the ball. Wakefield's getting involved a bit more in midfield now, and it's certainly helping Wolves. Oh, nice little ball through the legs. Here's a chance. Swings it across, but it's not quite there. And hammers it into the top of the net. The opening goal in the grand final goes the way of the team that's been under the cosh for all 34 minutes and now finds themselves in the lead with a ball that's absolutely hammered into the roof of the net. Well, I didn't even see who got that, Joe.
It was a scramble there, but he took that well. And
it was the player that came across on the left wing side because the ball just kept coming back to him.
And he certainly put his all into it, and it struck the roof of the net with some venom.
Didn't it just? Well, we're going to be taking replays of that in a moment. Here we come through now. Just comes in. Well, it's going to work its way back to... Well, just hoofed into the net. Was that Kevin Lott?
Well, Jeff Herford was there, and he got in there, got in behind, and just missed it. Missed it. And
might well have been Sasha Radulovic.
This is what we were saying before, where one team has all of the play, and
exactly, you don't convert those chances to goals, you are in trouble.
And as we said in the beginning, the team that goes in front is going to be hard to break down, particularly with Wolves. I mean, bear in mind they've kept 11 clean sheets in a season where they've played 26 games, and I think that's just an incredible statistic.
It is absolutely amazing. But Capalaba have shown that they are capable of scoring against this side. They've done it in both of those games, so...
Well, that game in July keeps propping up where they led 2-0. One just before the half time and one just immediately after half time. But then the Wolves came back and scored 4 unanswered goals in the second half. So this game's not over yet.
It certainly isn't. And well, let's see Capalaba now with Thomas coming over to take this corner. It doesn't seem to be getting any worse, but it doesn't seem to be getting any better.
No, it's not getting any better, unfortunately. But yeah, this is where they've got to make it count, Capalaba.
Swung across, but cleared from the defence. It was probably just a little bit too short, that one. As Joel Storman tries to break through, trying to work his way onto his right foot. Here's a chance. Oh, it's just bobbled away from
Druick. It bobbled away for Druick.
Well, here's Druick.
He's going to have a shot.
No, he's just swinging across, but cleared out of the defence again. Probably just trying to do a little bit too much there rather than let's just hammer it. Now here's a chance for Thorogood as they break 2-on-1 here. Well, that's got to be a handball, doesn't it?
Oh, no. He did call it.
I think the linesman was just waiting to see if there was any advantage there, and this is a good, brave decision by the assistant referee here. He's absolutely correct.
It's always a question of whether the hand hits the ball or the ball hits the hand, and in that case,
I think a booking would be certainly a booking would be unfair here. But for my money, that was definitely a handball.
It certainly disadvantaged Wolves, because if that ball had got through behind the defender. Yeah, this is where Capalaba have got to be careful and not to commit too early. I mean, 1-0 with plenty of time left is okay, but if they get over anxious and try and chase it early, they can get caught just like that. Then.
Oh, that's harmless over the top, but
yeah, Sasha would normally do. I think he'd be kicking himself. He knows he's much better than that.
Sometimes those kicks can get too close, though. You know, if you hit another 5 yards out there, it's amazing the difference that makes with getting the dip on.
Yeah, it was outside the box. I think he had plenty to get it up and down, but
I personally think this is where FIFA could take a couple of rules out of beach football. Where, you know, on any free kick in beach football, you draw a line between the ball and the two posts, and no defenders except for the goalkeepers allowed in there.
Oh, geez,
you wouldn't see a lot of people bringing people down outside the box, would you?
No, you wouldn't, but I don't think the traditionalists will favour that.
That was
I
think we've got the first booking coming up. Yeah. Yes, the card's out.
That was nasty. Is that McAllister?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. You know, he's hard, and every team needs a McAllister in their side. But that was very hard.
First booking with 6 minutes left in the first half, but it's good to see Reardon up again so quickly. Here we go as the replay as it comes through. Oh, those were studs up. I think when you look at that again there, he's very lucky to only be getting yellow for that.
I think he was a little lucky. Was that actually McAllister?
I didn't actually quite notice. He was going through at such pace and on his backside.
But it's good to see Reardon back up.
Here we go with this replay just as we're going through now. Just see if we can pick up if it was McAllister.
Oh, that's hard. I think that might have been Druick.
Oh.
What was it?
Well, certainly, Capalaba now, after dominating the first 25 minutes of this game, do not want to be going a goal behind and a player down.
Absolutely, and this is why they've now got to just get the ball, keep it for a while, get a few passes together, just settle them down. I'm sure Greg Thomas on the park will be emphasising that.
Tries to go through a gap, and the referee says nothing wrong with it, but once again, very risky.
There's plenty of time. I'd like to see them play it through the midfield of McAllister and Druick, and Thomas.
We've just got to hold up and play here. I think there's some comment coming from somewhere. Wait a minute. Got another card coming out, or we just got a little bit of a word there to one of the Wolves players.
So now on the other side of the coin is. One would hope that Wolves don't go into their shell and try and just defend the one-goal lead by putting every man behind the ball. I still think a lot of coaches would agree that the best defence is attack.
Well, certainly it's a whole lot easier to defend the game in your opposition's penalty area.
Absolutely, and really, if it stays at 1-0, you know how it is with 10, 15 minutes to go, coaches can throw caution to the wind, but you don't want to be doing that early on and then chasing 2 or 3.
Oh, it just rolls under his foot, so now Capalaba get a chance to break. Well, there's a good chance out here on the right wing side, and it's brilliantly fared across as Capalaba now go forward. Cuts inside. Oh, no, just one too many. Just one too many. There's a few Capalaba players walking back there now. I'd
like to see Trent Trent
There's a
Clulo.
chance for Hudak. Well,
Ooh.
you've got to wonder about that. The feet were up there. That at minimum, that had to be dangerous
Given
play.
a goal kick.
Well, I don't think Hudak's going to be very happy about that, because he not only didn't get the free kick, he didn't get the corner, he didn't get anything.
I've got to tell you, last year Hudak was at East, and East's got about 6 or 7 penalties in a season through Hudak. I'm not sure of the stats in those terms this year with Capalaba, but certainly he's a dangerous man, and he does attract that sort of foul. Now, this is the battle I like to see. I'd like to see Trent Clulo getting up on Joel Storman, because running at a player, I think Trent Clulo's one of the best in the Premier League. I don't think he's been given the opportunity yet.
Free kick there. Quickly played out in this left-hand wing.
There we go.
Capalaba going to feel really hard done by here. They'll feel they should have had a penalty. They'll feel they should have had 2 or 3 goals. And at the moment they're sitting at 1-0 down. Now we're going to go to a replay on that just a moment on that run through by Hudak. Now Nuafi breaking through the middle of the park. Finds Hudak. Hudak puts the ball wide and there's no one there.
I think they've just got to, Greg Thomas has got to get a hold of the boys and just tell them to keep the ball and just get composed.
We're just going to go to a replay now. And yeah, everybody was kung fu fighting.
I think it may not have been a goal scoring opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, but to not even find that the keeper had his knees up dangerously there. I think this is what the discussion is going on at the moment with the referee.
Was he sandwiched there or something? Is that Greg Thomas being looked at here? Greg Thomas is being taken off to the sideline. That would be...
Looks like we're going to go to the replay on that again. But
a big blow if something's wrong there. Is that a substitution?
Not 100% sure. We'll just keep an eye on that.
If Greg Thomas comes off this, it's going to be a big blow for Capalaba.
Well, I certainly haven't seen a whole lot wrong with them. They're not working on anything over there, are they, or are they? Well, I've got to say, we were so busy watching other stuff, we haven't had a sending off, sure.
Now, Wolves have got to spread it wide, and they have, to take advantage of the man short. There's McAvoy doing a good overlap, and Clulo actually saw that. Good turn.
There's another chance for Wolves. Oh, he's just let the ball roll free, but it's come out.
And in first time across the face, that was effort again. And that was Matt Lyle having a crack, well high. But they're not afraid to shoot, and as the saying goes, you don't shoot, you don't score.
No, certainly don't. Now, just do a quick run through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only... Have a look at there, Joe. There's only 10 players on the park, and they're not doing any work on...
With Greg Thomas,
Thomas. Has he been sent off? I was so busy looking at another part of play that...
No, I don't think so. It must be something. They must be working on him. I can't... we're at the other side of the park. I can't see what's happening in the technical area there. Unless he's gone in the dressing room, so he must have maybe
they're
cut.
looking at the fact that we're already at 45 minutes and they can take the chance if he is being
to get him ready.
Yeah. Now, Thorogood trying to feed a ball through to Clulo. Just managed to keep the ball in, but it'll be a Wolves throw. So we're in time added on by the referee here at the moment. There was a fair bit of it because we have had a couple of injuries.
It was, and this is where Viney, one of the two forwards, has got to come back. In fact, he is, to help out here.
Well, it's not the second half, so we're not in Man United time.
No.
Oh, good tackle. Now, here's another chance as Wolves go through. Well, brilliantly taken out by defence. As they swing across now.
Joel Druick took that out and won it from the back. He's really screening the back four and doing the job.
Hudak's brought down again.
Now, I think that's a free kick. Now, this, if they get a chance to take this before he blows the whistle for half-time, I think Capalaba will push people up, and Viney and Druick will be in there. I think McAllister will probably get in there.
Well, just taking a look at who's going forward now. We've got Nawafi going.
I think Thomas must be off because they've given the captain's armband. They've given the captain's armband there to...
Oh, no, there are 11 players on the park.
Oh, is there?
There's 11 players on the park. So if he is
back
off,
on
it's a
then,
substitution. Yeah, he's back on.
He's back on. There he is.
Head damage.
There he is. Oh, he's got to finish.
Oh, no! Oh, what an opportunity for Jeff Herford.
Oh. I think when he sees this on the TV, he's going to be really, really disappointed with that. Point blank, only the keeper to beat, and I think it was easier to score from there.
Well, I think he just swung at it too hard. Yes, you can see he's not very impressed with his own abilities there.
Yeah. I mean, the strikers will tell you that, oh, well, what do you expect from a defender? But...
And there we have it. Referee Eldridge blows for half-time here in this grand final between Wolves and Capalaba, with Wolves leading by 1-0. We're just looking at a replay through there as I was just summing up there, but join us back in a few minutes, folks, when we'll bring you the second half of what's been a very exciting final here at Perry Park. And welcome back to Perry Park for the second half of this grand final between Capalaba and Brisbane Wolves. Brisbane Wolves taking that lead 1-0 totally against the run of play in the first half. And Capalaba, well, if things don't start going their way, I can see this team starting to panic. Well, Joe's left me for a moment. He's gone across to get some comments from the coaches, so you're stuck with the Kiwi for the first 5 minutes of the second half. There we see Sammy Safe, the coach of Brisbane Wolves. Well, it must have been a hard half-time talk for him because his team was under the cosh. They weren't playing well, and they've given him a 1-goal lead. So what does he do about that? Well, I still think he would have to give them a bullet, to be quite honest. And, well, you just saw in your picture there Joe sprinting across the park. He'll now do an almighty hurdle over the fence and come and join me just before these teams kick off. So it'll be interesting to see what comments he's got out of the two coaches, especially out of Capalaba's coach. Yes, he's just outside the van breathing heavily. I wouldn't breathe too heavily out there, Joe. It's a bit dusty. Now, Joe's going to try and close the commentary door very quietly here. And welcome back. We'll just let Joe put his comms back on.
Okay, that was a bit of exercise, running from the dressing rooms back to the van here.
Yes, I don't do run anymore, Joe. So, rightio, we're about to get underway.
Okay, I spoke to both coaches. Sam Safe, he's basically said there's no changes. And in his usual humour, he said, well, if we draw the second half, we'll win the game.
Well, just saying before you came back, it must have been a hard team talk for Sammy Safe to give, because his team's been under the cosh for most of that half, and yet they've given him a 1-0 lead.
I think he'll take that any time, every time. I think he knows that Capalaba are strong from set pieces, and he feels that they were lucky a couple of times, but at the end of the day, he thinks that they can hit Capalaba on the break. In the other dressing room, no changes. Graham Ross said he feels his team were a better team in the first half. He doesn't want to change anything, but he does have a concern with Jamie Austin, who's got a strained calf.
Well, he seems to have pushed Nuafi up here onto the right wing side. Oh, good tackling back. Nice. What's he given here? Was he given the free kick or he given a corner? Or? It's hard to tell from that decision. Oh, it looks
it's a
like
free
kick. Oh, I thought that was actually quite a good tackle then myself.
And the other thing that the coaches both mentioned whilst we wait for this is the dust. The players are complaining with sore eyes and dry throats.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised because you can actually smell it here in the commentary box, but what it's like running around in it is it's swung across and taken well by Gadella.
It really was an easy one for the keeper to take, that one.
Gadella does seem to have a habit to get out there with those knees and feet up high, though. I've just noticed on that last take.
Yeah, look, they have to protect themselves, I guess.
Well, I spent a lot of years as a goalkeeper, and times you don't really need your legs up there. He's basically doing it. Yeah, it is really a foul when all is said and done.
Here we go. There's a good break again.
Now straight to the midfield for McAllister. McAllister with a big ball over the top, but Gadella's out well. Ooh. And Hudak runs into him. Well, that was certainly a meeting of the giants, wasn't it? Gadella and Hudak.
Yes. Now, in terms of Capalaba, Jake Sherwood was replaced before the match by Matt Roper, and I think Matt Roper is actually doing a fantastic job.
So Matt Roper started.
Sam. There's two Ropers. There's Matt and Sam Roper.
So we've got both on the park now.
This Nuafi has also been impressive up and down the right flank here.
Well, I noticed. Well, they've pushed him from left fullback to right wing. So that's quite a change. As it swung in, now cleared out by Brisbane Wolves through to Thomas.
Oh, here we go. See.
Sorry, to Sasha Redan.
Oh,
now back into the middle. Here's
that's
another
a good
chance.
Turn.
Oh, he's turned well. Oh. Just unload first, son.
See, this is where Capalaba's coach Graham Ross had some concerns about Jamie Austin and with his strained calf muscle, and it's going to be 10 minutes for him to look-see, I guess, to see how Jamie's going to pull up.
Now Thomas trying to feed the ball through, but it's cut out easily in defence. Was there any word on Thomas's injury?
Yes, he's strapped. You can see he's strapped. He got a cut above the right eye. No stitches required, and obviously he had to be taken off because of the blood rule.
Playing advantage, good advantage by the referee as Radulovic looks to clear the ball through, and now it's on to Lott. Lott with the ball through the middle, but it's just... Well, plenty of defence back there. Good defensive work.
That Joby Thorogood there really put pressure on the two central backs there, and he's pretty zippy considering he's carrying that injury.
Well, he's getting around a bit more freely now. Certainly not limping like he was at the end of that first half. I seriously thought we wouldn't be seeing him come out in the second half.
As you recall, what we said in the beginning of the game, that the team that gets in front will be hard to beat, and with Wolves having kept those 11 clean sheets, and certainly have had the second best defence in the championship in the league this year.
Oh, lovely ball through to Hudak, takes it down on his chest, turns and shoots. What an absolute brilliant effort! Great take there by Gadella, but what an effort from Hudak.
Did you notice how it looked from here that it was going well high and then it just dipped at the last minute? And I think Gadella did well to get both hands on that.
Well, he ended up making it look like a basic save, but it was an awesome effort from Hudak.
It dipped awkwardly, and you wouldn't have blamed the goalkeeper if he just stood there thinking it's going to sail well high.
Well, we've just seen the two examples. We've seen a guy dither on the ball at the other end instead of unloading, and then Hudak just back to goal, just turns and unloads. And
yeah, back to the goal. He certainly has a a good intuition as to where the goal is, regardless of where he's facing. And Viney's much the same.
Oh, it's good to see players with that attitude. Now Roper feeds the ball wide.
See how Capalaba now have pushed the right back and the left back up, and making it 4 in the front.
Oh, lovely ball through. Here's a chance again now. Oh, just cut out.
See, they're leaving just the 2 centre backs at the back, and this is where Wolves.
There's Nawafi coming forward. Looks to unload off the left.
Shot well blocked.
Yes, and I think it needed to be well. Yes, well, the breeze has now picked up again here, and, well, there's one of our brave cameramen here, up a good 8 to 10 metres up there on top of that cherry picker. It's Boris up there. Hi, Boris. And there's a chance as they shoot. Oh, just wide. Capalaba. Is this not going to be Capalaba's day? It has too much happened for them so far. 2 off the line, couple of great saves, shots wide, shots over the top.
I think if they keep knocking the door, you know, the luck will have to turn. But as I said, you know, Wolves throughout the season have had the second best defence. They've conceded 25 goals out of 26 games. Only Brisbane City beat that with 24 goals. So, as I said, you know, once they went in front, they're going to be hard to break down.
Oh, here's a chance as Thomas goes through. Swings the ball across, but Goodell's well off his line, yes, and says, thank you, I'll take that.
Right. And you see what we were talking about earlier, how they're playing the ball into the centre to their forwards early, as opposed to try and get in behind them. It's a defender's delight watching that high ball coming in. Yeah.
Oh, now another corner to Wolves.
I think, certainly in the first half, I don't think Wolves had a corner.
Just trying to think back there. Well, they didn't have much of the play, let's be honest. And the game is about putting it in the net, and
absolutely
they've done it once. Now Wolves swinging across again. Here's a chance. A great goal. It's 2-0. Well, unbelievable. Wolves, 2 chances, 2 goals.
And, you know, that's really cruel on Capalaba. However, you know, that's the game.
Now, was that McAvoy?
That's the game.
Or was it Hudson?
We'll have a look at this replay. This dust is playing havoc here for us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. What's the guy with the woolly hairdo? I think it's Alvin Hudson, isn't it? Yeah, Alvin Hudson.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going to try and get a replay on that. Here it comes across. Hudson hit. Well, where's the marking?
Yeah.
Where's the marking? Jeff Herford's just let him.
Graham Ross will be disappointed with that.
Another thing I'll never understand is they've got a man on the back post.
Yeah.
Where was the man on the front post?
Yeah.
Why bother with one post? You know, and where did the ball go? Oh, the one post that wasn't covered.
See, now they're going to have to really push forward, and unfortunately in situations like this, particularly in a cup game where you're playing to win, you're going to have to take more risks, and at 2 down, they take the risk of getting caught on the counter again by Wolves.
Now into Roper. Roper finds Thomas, but he's got man right up his backside. Trying to feed the ball through to Herford, but the goal scorer there, McAvoy. Hudson, sorry, clears it.
Yeah, Melvin Hudson.
Well, I mean, to have no man on that post and have a guy unmarked on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, I think Graham Ross in
here's a chance.
Technical area.
As it's through to, Nawafi just lifts it too far.
That I think it was in 2 minds whether to just chip the keeper, who made himself big and went down a little too early.
He was rocketing out there, wasn't
he? Yeah, I think he should have done better with that one. Alvin Hudson, the goal scorer for Wolves, he's represented Canada at under 17 and under 20 and played in the under 17 World Cup in Japan in 1993. So he's got some pedigree there.
1993, that's going back some time. So that puts him in his mid-30s.
Well, yeah, he's did,
so you'd almost call him a veteran now.
a veteran would be the word. I know that Sam Safe has got big raps on a number of his players, and I know that he thinks that some of them should be playing at a higher level.
Yeah, that was Joby Thorogood running back there, and just, reasonably needless foul. Now we've got a substitution coming up here for Capalaba.
So it'll be...
Looks like it's a number 5 going
Yeah, it'll
off.
be Jamie Austin. We knew that. That's what Graham Ross said at half-time, that he's going to give him 10 minutes to have a look.
Number 9 coming on, Josh Sherwood.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to fix up their back line now, because, that's broken up a really good centre-back pairing.
Well, I think at this stage, we're coming up to the 60-minute mark, 30 minutes left. They're 2-0 down. They've got to do something.
Yeah, but do you think they'll go to 3 at the back as early as this? I guess they don't have much choice, do they?
Well, they don't. They've got to start. They've got to start changing their luck more than anything. It is their luck, because they've dominated for the large periods of this game and find themselves 2-0 down.
See, if I were in the Capalaba corner, I'd be telling the boys, well, listen, we were 2 up and we got beat 4-2, so there's no reason why we can't return the favour.
Now Hereford swings it in, but it's cleared once again by Wolves. Certainly some desperate work going on in their defensive area, but they're doing it well. Nice to turn. It's getting very hard to see into that far corner.
It is, particularly in that corner, because it's coming through from behind the grandstand.
Now swung back into the middle again, but just too far and across the break, and it'll be just a throw into Wolves. That wind's really getting up now.
It's really bad. Now that makes it 2 substitutions for Capalaba already, does it not?
Oh yeah, but it's not hard to imagine that 60 minutes in, so you've still got plenty of time left.
Yeah, the injury was forced upon them, I guess.
The only time it becomes a problem is if we go to extra time.
Geez, it would be a really, really great game now if Capalaba came back and 2-2 and then went to extra time. That would be really a final that'll be talked about for years to come.
Well, Capalaba now through Jeff Hereford putting the ball forward. Wolves cut it out well and just put the ball back up the line.
So now with Josh Sherwood on the field, you know that he scored twice in 2 fixtures, Josh Sherwood, for Capalaba against Wolves. So I'm wondering if he could make it 3 from 3.
Well, we never can tell, but so Hereford now to put this ball back in, looking for Hudak. Now here's a chance as they try to break through. And Josh Sherwood just trying to...
Sherwood, very skillful on the ball.
Beats his
nutmeg.
Well, just a little unfortunate. Just a nice little bit of footwork there to get past the first player.
He's got beautiful, quick feet, and you'll notice that whilst he had that, his head was up, looking for teammates all the time. That's quality. As we were saying before the game, in 2007, that's 2 seasons ago, Morris, Wolves finished 11th and Peninsula Power finished 10th that year in a competition of 12. Now, this year, Peninsula Power are the champions. They won the league, and here we are with Wolves leading 2-0 in the grand final.
So you're trying to tell me football's alive and well?
Absolutely, and it makes it interesting for all teams, and everybody could, every team, whether you did well or not so well this season, you always got next season to look forward to, and these teams are good examples of what can happen with a bit of hard work and dedication.
Now Brisbane break again. Here's a chance swung across. They're starting to look very dodgy in defence now, though, as well. There was, in the first half, Houghton would have come out and taken that, and then he's just unsure of himself.
That was good running. Good running. They're working hard now. You'll notice now with the second goal, Wolves are working extremely hard individually and collectively. Just on that note, you know, we really can't take anything away from Capalaba. Don't forget, they've just been promoted this year.
Oh.
So, you know, they've come up from Division 1, having run second in Division 1.
Looks like we've got another substitution coming up here for Brisbane Wolves. And it is Joby Thorogood going off. So, obviously they've set it 2-0 up. We're not going to risk you any further. And I wouldn't mind betting we're going to see a little bit of defensive...
It's the last game of the season, with the exception of the rep games against New Zealand and Auckland select side mid-October.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. We'll just try and get who's come on in his place. Well, it looks like he's going to make it easy for us, coming right across this side of the park. So we'll bring you. So it's number 4, just come on. And it's Chris Beck.
Again, that's McAllister. Saw Adrian Godella come out and punch it clear. The ball landed just in front of McAllister, and he tried to lob the keeper.
Well, you look then at what was back there on the line, and they were in good stead back there.
What have we got? We're 62 minutes, so we got 28 minutes remaining, and now the situation is, as the clock ticks, Capalaba are going to have to push forward and really go for it.
Yeah, and I think with Wolves, we probably will see them drop back a bit as well, so it's going to make it even harder to break down.
Yeah, I think they'll start defending narrow and deep, but I don't think Sam will allow that this early on. I think with 10, 15 minutes to go, it might be the case. But I think he'd want to keep the big boys in Viney and Hudak well away from the 18-yard box.
Now Thomas with the ball in, but it's cleared by the Wolves' defence, and now they have a chance to break, and there's plenty of open field in front. Now a chance going through
now
here.
Storman's been drawn out. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to settle with Joby Thurgood out. I'm just wondering if Sam will just go the one up front and maybe play 5 across the middle of the park, you know, with a 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, well, let's face it, they've got the chance to do what they did in the first half then and just hit on the break.
And why not? You've got the advantage, regardless of how, fortunate or unfortunate it came about. The goals are on the scoreboard, and Capalaba have to deal with that and start working to get back into this game.
Now Beck puts the ball wide. They look to take it back, but this time, keeper well out, and must admit some good work there by the Wolves forward not to dive in. Nathan Reardon could have gone in hard on the keeper there, but realised he'd reached the ball first.
And had Reardon got onto that, I think it would have been end of the game.
Most certainly. Now Capalaba attacking here through Hereford. Hereford looks inside. But Nawafi just lets the ball go under his foot.
Here we go, they're playing the one lone striker up front, but he's been well supported by 2 central midfielders.
Now here's another chance for Wolves. They've got numbers
Clulo.
back here. Well, it's looped over him.
Ooh.
Well, we've got an offside. I wondered when the offside was going to come there. I thought, well, surely he had to be offside.
Well, I think that might have been Trent Clulo there. Well, so far so good with this dust. Whilst it's evidently there, it's at least sort of staying higher than the top of the grandstand, and I hope for the players' sake that it's not too bad out there.
Got a bit of a head clash there. Is that Hudak?
Dom Hudak.
No, it's Hudak and Reardon, I think.
Well, judging by that, I think Hudak got the worst of it.
Oh, no, it may not be Jin. No, 16. Kevin Lott. Oh, we're just taking a replay now of that ball that came through. Well, now Hudak, is he looking?
He's a big solid forward.
How many fingers have I got? Yeah, well, 2 less if you keep pushing those in front of my face. It looks like Reardon will be going to the sideline just to receive a bit of treatment. Well, both will have to go to the sideline. I don't know that the physio is going to thank him though. She's going to have a nice long walk right around the park to get back.
See, here's Hudak's off on one side.
And Reardon off on the other.
Reardon off on the other side. Both getting attention.
I'm just going to go for a drop ball. Oh, and finally, look at a contested drop ball. Isn't it marvellous to see one of those again?
It's very rare, isn't it?
They've gone out of the game. As Stallman breaks out for Capalaba. Looking for it back in midfield is McAllister. McAllister bundled over, yeah, we'll be going for a free kick. Well, Reardon's back on already. And yes, so is Hudak. So 2-0, we're now down to about 23 minutes to go.
Plenty of time. I think there's plenty of life left in this game. Don't worry about that.
That was coming back straight through onto Hudak's head. Well cleared by Chris Beck.
I think, yeah, there he is. I think Greg Thomas is still feeling that head cut. But again, they don't want to give him the space that they seem to be giving him there. You watch the blind run he'll make. It's these are set pieces well worked off the training paddock, and you will watch Greg Thomas make that blind run and watch Hudak coming into the middle on the penalty spot. The wind's blowing against it, so the ball's going to be held up.
The ball's going to loop back onto Gadella's
hold
goal,
up,
just like it did just then. But as you say, held up way too much. Now there's a chance to break.
Counter.
It's got to be played early, yes.
That's a great
and
early
it was
ball.
Played early. Oh, good defensive
Well
work
done.
by Roper.
Very well done.
Oh, just a little bit too quickly trying to get through.
I think this is going to be the theme of the game between now and the final whistle. It'll be, Wolves soaking up a little pressure and then
Hitting on the counter?
Yeah, hitting on the counter. They're playing one up front and with the two central midfielders coming in, and they're just going to play off him.
So now Roper gets across, clears the ball upfield.
Oh, we should have done better there.
And Nawafi finds Hudak. Hudak with a little... Oh, unlucky Hudak. Now here's Hudak again with a chance. Finds a man out on left. It's just gone... just pushed him a little bit too wide. There's a chance they come back in.
Yeah.
Held up his man well. Shot on the ball off the bar.
With Gadella beaten.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, Gadella was well beaten then.
You've got to think this is not going to be Capalaba's day.
And that understanding between Hudak and Viney should really, realise something for Capalaba, because they're playing well off each other.
Yeah, we've got Thomas going across now to take this corner.
Now this is going to go with the wind, and he's got to make sure he doesn't overhit this, because no one, as you'll see, no one is actually playing.
No one's looking far post, are they? Well, it's not. Well, it's very poor, and it's gone in near post.
Oh, that got away from him. The wind helped that
Well, you
along.
just look at it now. It's just howling across this park. So the referee's saying now, look, guys, you're wasting a bit of time here. We're going to. Don't know why they're wasting time. You can see he's taking count of it now.
Well, they will, and we talked about that Old Trafford match, and the referees now they'll take 30 seconds for substitutions. They'll add on time even after added on time's been allocated.
Yeah, but what happened with added on time with the referee stopping his watch? I don't go with this. A substitution, you add 30 seconds.
Especially when some of them
take
don't
a minute, some take 10 seconds.
Exactly. And I think they just work out an average.
Here we go, now the chance, Viney. Oh, well down, Capalaba, man.
Very well taken and very,
excellent effort from Viney. Well, I think you really have to say, despite the fact that Wolves are 2-0 up, I think a lot of the credit must sit in the hands of Gadella at the moment. He's got out, he's cut out players.
Very much so.
He's made a couple of brilliant saves and he's had luck on his side, because when he's been beaten, he's had players back on the line.
Very much so. And when you think that there's only 1 point separated these two teams on the league ladder, with Capalaba getting 48 and Wolves getting 49, and the difference, as we said in the beginning, was in goals against. Wolves had 25 goals against out of 24 matches there, whilst Capalaba had 39.
Here we go with it. Oh, that was the excellent effort off the bar.
Ooh, well taken, the keeper. One-handed punch away. And Wolves are applying the pressure. That's out wide there. He's going to turn around. He's got a chance for a shot. Linesman's flags up.
Just on a replay here again now with Viney. Oh, lovely save there off Viney. So Capalaba, we just keep on looking at chance after chance after chance they've had, and then they almost get hit on the break again.
Well, just then we saw another counter-attack, and Wolves had an opportunity there, but for the referee's assistant on the far side there, observing an offside.
You're not perchance implying that it may not have been?
Oh, never. I wouldn't do that. Who would want to be a referee? You're never going to please everyone as a referee.
And we've got a free kick out here to Wolves. Tell you, who do end up being referees by a larger number of any player is goalkeepers.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Now, I've always thought that the old theory goes, you've got to be half crazy to be a goalkeeper, you just got to complete the task to be a referee.
Good one.
Here's Wolves breaking through now, but pushed over the top by Houghton.
And that's another corner. And they're going to push players up here, and I don't know at 2-0 up whether I'd be taking too much risk here.
Well, they've got...
Mind you, Capalaba have got everyone back but Hudak up front, so...
yeah, so they're still manned up the same, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they've got 4 back, Wolves, so that's plenty.
Well, Druick's gone across to cover the short one as they try and swing it in. Careful little back flick. Still bobbling around there, but now cleared. Just as that first...
try. He really wasn't entitled to turn and have a shot there. I think the defenders have got to get up closer.
I think Gabriel was just being a bit hopeful then.
Yeah.
But then he's being hopeful from a 2-0 position.
Yeah, why not?
Now, Hudak up. Oh, if he could have brought that down on the left-hand side.
See, now Wolves are sort of slowing the game down. And that in itself will frustrate Capalaba.
There's a chance. Well, very unlucky there for Beck. Beck certainly put himself about since he came on. And it looks like we have another substitution coming up for Wolves.
15 minutes to go.
Just trying to figure out. Well, it looks like it may well be the last. Well, it may have been that shot that's taken him, seen Gaby go off.
He must have known he was going off, and he thought, well, I'll make my mark on this game and have a go. Well, it looks like Josh Sherwood on the side there is about... Josh Purton is ready to come on. Yes, it is, for Capalaba.
Nice, we've got a Capalaba sub as well, and it's a Hudak going off. Well,
that's
you've really got to wonder about that one, because Hudak's look their brightest chance to do anything.
Yeah, unless he's been affected by that head clash, because I really would be surprised that they'd be taking off under his performance. Having said that, this Josh Purton is an industrious midfielder who gets himself about. and he'll really spark them. So he's given instructions there. They've probably abandoned the diamond-shaped midfield they were playing in and gone 4 across the middle there. And
now Capalaba look to break. As the ball gets cannoned.
I don't think they like us, Morris.
No. There we go. There's the plush commentary box. He's not one of ours. So now Wolves look to clear the ball up. They're playing one man forward now.
Actually, I've got to say, the last 5 minutes, I think Wolves have had the better of the game in the last 5 minutes. So
yeah, which is almost a strange situation. You'd have thought that would have been the other way around. We'll just sit back on this 2-0 lead.
Yeah, you know, especially now with 15 or 14 minutes to go, you'd be maybe considering playing narrow and deep and. But hey, if you play it in the opponent's half, it's going to make it even harder again for Capalaba. And here's another chance. Ooh.
Now that player just got himself forward too quickly and was in danger of getting himself in an offside position. Well, he's managed to
now it'll be tempting for Capalaba now to play the ball early from the back, but I think they're going to have to build.
Oh, lovely
more so
ball
now.
through to Purton.
Ooh.
That's across to nothing.
Yeah, Purton should have done a lot better with that.
Well, it was such a classy ball through.
In fact, I was surprised that he actually didn't attack the. He found himself alone in the box. I thought he might even run at the keeper himself.
There's a chance Purton puts the ball through.
He's certainly going to get amongst it, as we expected.
Oh, nice turn there by Sherwood. Swings the ball right across the other side of the park. Shot comes in, but taken easily by Gadella.
But you see what we're saying here, Morris, is that they're playing the ball early into the middle, where I think if they started getting to the byline and getting in behind Wolves, it may return some better opportunities.
Have they lost the advantage to do that, though, with the loss of Hudak?
Well, Viney's out there still. You know, Viney's a big lad, good in the air. For Hudak to go off, I can almost certainly say that it's as a direct result of that head clash, because certainly him and Viney were looking the goods up front, despite the fact that they haven't scored yet.
Exactly.
It's not through lack of trying.
it's totally through lack of luck. I'm still convinced this is not going to be Capalaba's day.
Now that wind, look at that. You know, with the wind the way it is, the keeper is actually playing the ball, and it landed just short of the Wolves' 18-yard box. And essentially, playing that long ball now, you're just going to keep giving the ball back to Wolves, who are just going to keep coming back. I think they've got to settle in and try and work the ball now. There's still plenty of time.
Oh, poor ball. Gave him no chance there. Poor throw-in. Poor throw-in, poor ball back, and poor footwork by the Wolves defender.
I think they're getting anxious now.
What did you get into that 10-minute mark? You start getting down to that 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Now we've lost the second ball. It's 1-0. One back.
And Wolves now, every opportunity they're going to hit row 57 in the stands and let the clock tick.
We've got a flag there for... Oh, it must be for offside. So now Wolves with this defensive free kick.
Well, the referee's starting to tell him, look, hurry up, and Wolves,
Definitely for offside. Referee's got his hand up.
And there's nothing more frustrating if you're a team that's behind 2 goals.
Exactly.
And then you try and rush your game, and it's a double whammy. Ooh,
There's a chance
he was
that
away. Clulo was away on the other side. Look how wide he is on the right there, with unmarked.
Now Capalaba looking to break through the middle.
Here's McAllister.
McAllister
Good
tried
ball through.
just cut out well by McAvoy, by Hudson there.
See now this. Remember we talked about what we considered the two danger players in Greg Thomas for Capalaba and Clulo for Wolves, and you'll notice Clulo is sitting on the paint there, wide right.
Just feeds the ball back in through to Lott. Now,
Yeah, Kevin Lott is.
just looking
Kevin Lott
inside.
has been steady, and
Reardon just looks wide on the right.
I think the teams have got to start keeping the ball for that 4 or 5 passes and not give it away cheaply.
Hudson once again just taking the ball.
See, I guess we can see why they kept 11 clean sheets. They're very desperate at the back, and they work for each other at the back, and they've got a good understanding purely because the back line have played all but 1 or 2 games all season.
Well, it certainly helps things, doesn't it? But they've certainly ridden their luck as well today. But I would imagine there are times when the luck hasn't gone their way, so it all evens up.
Yeah, what's the saying? The harder you work, the luckier you get. And,
Exactly.
Certainly they're working hard now. And here we are, look, 3 on 3. And Clulo's going to take him on.
Well defended.
Great stop.
Now they look to come through Nawafi. Referee fails to read that ball. Oh, good play down. Yes, an excellent advantage again from the referee.
See, once again, they come back out into the middle. Now they've got to get in. They've got to get into that byline to get across and get in behind the defenders. Geez, I think we needed some binoculars, Morris, because as the dust is starting to settle, it's getting really harder to identify.
I've almost given up on that far side, just sheerly because it's just thick enough to really stop you from seeing anything on that side.
And the silver sort of coloured shirts sort of blend in with that dust.
Wasn't there a lot of sides? A lot of sides struggled when they changed to silver strips for their reserve strip. I know Liverpool did for years.
Yes. See, Capalaba are yellow themselves as well, so obviously there must have been a toss or something like that to determine who is. See Clulo again, the 8. Yep. He's well away, nobody's on him.
Houghton's certainly in a hurry now as he plays the ball through to Storman. Storman puts it in towards Nawafi, now onto Roper. Now Roper looks wide, but it's just way too hopeful.
But he's gone the narrow side as opposed to switching it over to the wide side at the other end, where they had plenty of space to go down that outside channel there. Even Purton wasn't expecting that because...
Well, we're now inside 5 to go, and it's starting to look like it's going to be Wolves' day. Excuse me.
Some of the Capalaba supporters are getting very anxious now, and this is where the referees are exposed to some comments.
Yes, most certainly.
I must admit it would be unjustifiable. I think apart from that claim for penalty in the first half with Hudak, I think they've had an unblemished performance.
Exactly, but I don't even feel that was a penalty call. I had no problem with it being a foul. I thought the keeper had gone in with high feet, but
there's Clulo again we're talking about now. He keeps getting that, and I think Capalaba might concede another one here.
Well, they break well here. Oh,
See, but they've got to...
inside. Now all they've got to do is start looking, bring it across into the middle of the park and actually start looking for players as he finds Thomas. Thomas
He's going to have a go.
But no, beautifully cut out. Great defence. Yes, this is going to be a yellow. There's going to be yellow. That's gone the wrong way. That has gone the wrong way.
I think he might have said something to the referee. I think as Thomas was about to pull the trigger with his left foot, the ball fell back to Nuafi, and I think Nuafi may have expressed his opinion.
Prior to that tackle was the other way.
Yeah. I think it's not to do with the tackle. I think it's for Nuafi expressing his feelings to the referee.
We've got a signal coming up. I didn't quite catch it. Well, that's the one on
Thomas.
On
just
Thomas.
Then, I didn't think there was much in that.
No, I had no. We've got a substitution here at the moment. Wolves making their final substitution of the game.
Now,
substitute out wide on right. Didn't actually see who went off, but
we're 3 minutes to go, and unless it's for the older generation who remember the Stanley Matthews FA Cup final, I really cannot see Capalaba now. Having said that, here's a chance for Thomas.
Thomas hits. It's in the back of the net. It's 2-1. We've got 3 minutes to go. Plus referee's at it. Is it on here?
He made me eat my
words.
Is it too
late? I think he has, but a great effort there, and it's really livened up the Capalaba supporters down there. Something's finally come right for their team.
And it was an exact mirror of the free kick, the same situation. Thomas turns onto his left foot and struck that sweetly, and I think now we're in for a very exciting 2 minutes plus added on time.
So here we go with the replay now. Lovely bit of work, even though he's being fouled. Excellent play.
And what were we saying about getting in behind the defenders?
Yep.
You know, getting to the byline and putting it across, and there it is.
And there goes the replay from the reverse angle. Nuafi going around his man. Lovely bit of footwork. He finds... well, it was a number 18.
Now we're in for a very exciting finish.
That was Joel Druick.
Did Joel Druick hit that?
Yeah.
Oh.
So now really picking up the pace here for Capalaba.
You did say that it might go to extra time, did you not, Morris?
Well, we've got a minute plus added time.
I think you've been speaking to the man upstairs because he hasn't listened to me about the dust.
Well, I've tried putting the kiss of death on it the whole way through, saying it's not going to be Capalaba's day.
Well, again, the goals come from getting in behind the defenders, and I think they had the players to be able to expose Wolves out wide and get in behind them.
Yeah, across into the middle. Another chance. Well, he's been forced to go back to Roper. Roper's got to look back inside, surely.
Sam Safe in the Wolves technical area will be looking at his watch a la Alex Ferguson.
Cross into the middle. It's in the front.
It was cleared off the line with Gadella beaten.
Well, the referee's given a foul here now.
That's 90 minutes.
When the 90 minutes is up, but there's got to be at least 3 minutes here, if not more.
So now this is where Wolves have really got to be controlled here. They've got to try and keep the ball, play the ball into the corners.
Well, Graham Ross has got to hope that the referee's wearing the Alex Ferguson
clock
special.
Watch, wristwatch. Yeah, now Wolves have got to be smart. They'd already started playing the slow game 15 minutes out, so now they're going to know how important it is to play the ball in that corner and certainly keep the ball. If Capalaba can't get it, they can't hurt them. And there it goes into the corner flag. Now he's going to step on it.
Well, that's Capalaba have got to stop. You know that they didn't need to play that fancy flick. That needed to be a nice, easy ball inside, and let's build it forward again.
Exactly. Now with time running out, what they're going to have to do is push everyone up and really play the direct ball.
Attempts to run through, looking for the foul, gets nothing.
Now, see, they're going into the corners again, down the line. He cuts inside. He still wants more.
Well, I think he was left with little choice there.
I think Sam Safe will be wanting them to play the ball into the corners there rather than try and go for that third goal and risking losing or getting caught in possession.
Well, you've got to wonder why Wolves would give away that free kick.
Go Wolves!
Sometimes these stupid free kicks must make coaches pull their hair out. That's why I don't coach, got no hair.
Yeah, look, it's hard because when you look at it from Capalaba's point of view, certainly they had large chunks of the game, and certainly in the first half they were unlucky not to be ahead. I think Wolves picked up as the game grew.
Yeah, they've certainly looked a better side since they scored that first goal, but there's a chance now.
I think that might have been just outside the box, but
well,
they were
he's
looking
given
for
the
the
corner.
penalty.
He's given the corner.
And this is where they're at their best. We said that from set pieces. So,
well, is this going to be the chance for Capalaba?
They've had 2 cleared off the line and 1 off the crossbar from corners.
Up and no, it's
this is where they miss Hudak.
Definitely.
It must be close. Are we going to have?
Roper puts it in. It's half cleared. Still bouncing across.
Do Capalaba have a budding Michael Owen here?
Let's just give it the big hoof out.
Handball! Oh my goodness! What has he done? Sam Safe would be livid.
Yeah, but there once again, I don't actually think that one was a handball. That was a swing and a miss that bounced up onto his hand.
Exactly, and that's always the controversy, about did the hand strike the ball or did the ball strike the hand? But
could it lead to the second goal?
I think now who's taking this? Thomas would normally take this. Is that Thomas taking it? I can't sort of make out who it is. Is that Thomas?
No, because Thomas has lost his head thing with Gadella. Oh, that was an awkward-looking take for him, wasn't it?
It was. I think it slipped through him.
It smacked him in his chops,
in his chin, yes, it did. It did. I think that might be very close to full time. And I don't know about you, Morris, but I think it was an exciting game.
It's been an exceptional game of football. There's been plenty of chances, a few bits of controversy, everything you've wanted in a game of football.
And certainly from a spectator's point of view, it was unfortunate Capalaba didn't score, say, 10 minutes earlier, and then would have been really in for a treat.
Well, the ball's now where the
they're
ball's
playing in that corner.
Offside.
And he was offside, but that's
offside.
okay. The clock will tick. He'll be happy.
They need the ball forward now. We must be just about out of time as it is.
Regardless of the final result here, I think Greg Thomas, player coach, and
there it
Graham
is.
Ross,
referee Paul Eldridge signals the final whistle, and Wolves have run out winners here in an extremely entertaining match by 2-1. Well, Joe, you've got to say they deserved it in the end because they scored. They put the ball in the net when it needed to be done. But how unlucky for Capalaba.
Yeah, it's finals how they are. Regardless of the result, I think Capalaba and their supporters ought to be very proud of their team having achieved what they achieved. In the first year up from Division 1 and playing in the Premier League. So I think they deserve a lot of the accolades. Graham Ross and Greg Thomas and the rest. For Wolves, look, they had the second best defence in the league. They've had 11 clean sheets, which I keep talking about. So I guess this is, just desserts for their season.
Yes, most certainly, and it'll be a very happy Sam Safe over there now, I'm sure.
Yeah. Paul Edwards, his assistant, does a lot of work there, and he's one of those quiet achievers, and I'm sure that.
Okay, well, folks, we'll just go to a break, and when we come back, we'll have the presentations. There was a bit of Wait a minute, we'll just stay here for a minute because there's a few handbags being thrown here. I think the barbecues are being ordered early. I'm not sure whose house the barbecue's at, but no, it looks like we will now throw to a break. It's all been cleared up, so stay with us, folks, and we'll bring you the presentation of the medals and the trophy and coaches' comments. Well, we'll just catch up with Sammy Safey now. Sammy, I think you told Joe that all you had to do was get a draw in the second half, and you managed it.
Yeah, well, that's it. We got a draw and we won the game. I thought once we got the second one, we had enough chances to get the third and press on. But at the end, we were hanging on.
Exactly, but that first half, those first 30 minutes, you were fairly much under the cosh. Probably lucky to be not a goal down at least at that stage, but it's all about putting it in the onion bag, isn't it? And you did that with some sort of aplomb.
We scored the first goal. I disagree with it at 30 minutes. I thought first 15 they were better. And then I thought we got on the ball and they never really caused us much trouble, only from set pieces. Then after that we got the first goal. I thought we dominated. I thought the second half we were the better side, we had the better chances, we attacked more, but at the end of the day they scored a goal and they caused us problems for last 9 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes of injury time.
Yeah, well certainly it's the age-old classic. Once you're 2-0 up and they bring one back, it does make it a whole lot tighter for you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, but that's pressure, that's football, that's sport at the top level.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think we'll let you get back to your team and enjoy these celebrations. We're taking a little bit of it with the side, with your players.
Okay.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
Right, we're here with Alvin Hudson. Well, Alvin, you got that second goal. Were you surprised to find yourself on the 6-yard box, no one to beat, and an easy put away?
Well, I always know where he's going to play it, near post. As soon as Sasha gets that ball, you know it's going to be a good ball into the near post. As long as I stay there, I camped out a little bit, and the ball came right to me. It was all him. I really didn't even do much to it.
How worried were you in that first half when the tackings just seemed to be relentless?
Am I still white? I mean, I was scared as all anything. We had, 3 minutes left? They scored?
Yep.
Oh, man, I just want it easy, and then they kept pressing. But the guys did a great job, and held them off.
Okay, well, look, thanks very much. Go and enjoy it with your team.
Thanks a lot, eh?
Right, I'm here now with Graham Ross, the losing coach. Now, what could you actually have to say to your team at half-time in a half that you virtually dominated the first 30 minutes?
Yeah, we just had to keep going. It was one of those games where we created so many chances and it just wasn't going to go in. So they had one chance in the first half and it went in. So we had to keep doing what we were doing. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of players through injury, so that made a reshuffle. But we still totally dominated the game for as far as I'm concerned, and the ball just wasn't going to go in for us. It finally went in with a couple of minutes to go.
Yeah, not quite enough left for you.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough time to get them. But some days you have those days where you dominate a team and you can't put the ball in the net. So
I think, unfortunately for you guys, that is the marvellous thing about football. A team can dominate an entire game and still get beaten.
Yeah, absolutely. And good luck to win them. They took their chances and we didn't. So well done to them.
Yeah, now, when Hudak went off, do you think that probably affected your chances quite badly as well?
No, not really. We just looked for a little bit more pace up there. He was being, well marked there, and so we just thought we'd put the ball on the deck and try and use a little bit more pace to get behind them. It worked in the end. We did get in behind them and got a goal, but it just didn't have enough time in the end to seal it. So
yeah, well, look, commiserations on an absolutely great effort, and I've got to say, from my point of view, an entirely entertaining game. The speed that was played, that was awesome. Yeah, so well done to Capalaba anyway.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Yes, well, now we're about to go into the presentation of the main trophies. So Brisbane Wolves will now pick up these two magnificent trophies. And Joe, come on, tell us, who is that now that's just the lady that's with the team here? Come on.
She's been at the club forever and a day, and she really is, instrumental. Everything they do, from cleaning, from looking after the players, she's just the life and blood of the club.
Well, that's what clubs are all about, isn't it? And so it's great to see the players recognising that.
And it's good to see that they give recognition to those people behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Who don't always get the accolades that they deserve.
Going down the boundary road to see the Brisbane Aces. All the lads and lasses, all the smiling faces. Going down the boundary road to see the Brisbane Aces. Ooh, lads, you should have seen the faces. Going down the boundary road to see the Brisbane Aces. All the lads and lasses, all the smiling faces. Going down the boundary road to see the Brisbane Aces. BFC! BFC! BFC!
Well, there you have it, the Brisbane Wolves with obviously their club song, and what a magnificent time it was. Well, Joe, just coming in here, look, while we're taking in these pictures of this winning Brisbane side, come on, how's your first taste of commentary gone?
I enjoyed it very much. It's good to be sitting there and watching both sides play as opposed to having the pressure of having to make adjustments throughout the game. Sam and Rossi, wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did, but fantastic. I hope I get to do it again. Yeah,
and let's face it, it's been a fantastic game. The speed that was played at, the skills, the shots on goal, everything you'd want in a game of football.
Oh, very much so. Look at the end there. It was a shame that Capalaba couldn't score maybe 5 minutes earlier.
Exactly, and then given us extra time as well.
Very much so.
Well, look, that's it from Perry Park for the 2009 Premier Men's Grand Final, and what a game it was. I've had a fantastic time across here in Brisbane, and look forward to coming back again, except keep the dust away, Joe.
Absolutely, but it's still the greatest game of all.
Exactly. Well, that's it from Perry Park. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you very much.